got a good story about something neat that happened to me here a while back. It's kind of a story about paying it forward and what goes around comes around and doing the right thing, because it always comes back to you. That's the story of my life, and something neat happened to me here a while back. And you know, I drove to this old Chevrolet here was sold new in this small town, and I drove to this small town about a month ago, and to try to find the dealership that it was sold new at. And in just a second here, I'm going to show you the building that it was sold at. But anyway, I drove back to the building in this car, and as I was looking at that building that's still standing, the owner of the building come out, and I told him what I was doing, looking at this building, and he happened to mention to me that he worked at that building back years ago, and that there were still some old parts to these old cars sitting on the shelves in the building. The one part that I needed for this car was the 57, was the convertible top motor, because the one I've got leaks. And just out of the blue, he happens to mention to me that, yeah, I even have a brand new top motor still sitting on my shelf for this car. I didn't mention to him that I needed it or anything. I thought it was amazing that whenever I drove to this building, this is the building right here, this is where this car was sold new at. I just thought it was amazing that whenever when I drove down here, the man happens to mention the very part that I needed. Well, when I asked him how much he would want for it, he told me, well, I got to put my hands on it first, and I'll give you a call whenever I find it. So I gave him my name and number, and I didn't know if I'd ever hear anything from him or not. Well, you know, that truck that I found for the man overseas, some people would say that was a nice thing, but I just kind of looked at it like one car guy helping another car guy out, and I just had a lot of fun with it. But I did run around finding parts and wrecking yards and taking them off, and you know, things that he would need for the truck that I knew he would need. And I just kind of volunteered that time, and I felt good about it and didn't really want nothing in return for it. Well, that truck got shipped off last week, and just as it left, just as it was leaving my house, my telephone rang. And it was this guy that owns the building. He called me up and said, Danny, I have found that motor for you. And I asked him, I said, well, that's great, how much do you want for it? And he told me, he said, I think that is so neat that you drove that car back down to the dealer where it was sold new at. I just want to give you that motor. And that's a really neat thing, you know, and you know, you can look at that like, wow, that's really luck or something like that, or how good and everything. But I kind of want to look at it like, you know, it's when you do something good for somebody, it'll come back to you, and this is the way it came back to me. You know, what are the odds? What are the odds of driving your 1957 Chevy back to the dealer? And the dealer's not even there really anymore, but driving your Chevy back to the dealer and it having the one rare part that you need. Well, that's what happened here. And I already went over there and met him, and this is a part that he gave me, tag and all. Just come and get it. And he was not available to be in the video, so I can't put him on there, but free. That's the part that I need. You can call it luck, but I just say what goes around comes around, and I'm very thankful.